Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So no, you are not seeing things. I cut off all of my hair. Okay, not literally all of my hair, but I cut off a good 6-7 inches. Now, I know for those of you that have been following me for a long time, you would remember when I did this to my hair last spring. It was actually May when I completely changed it from that blondie colour it was and went almost to jet black. Because my hair was all bleached and damaged underneath. I wanted my own natural colour to come back into my hair and then let the bleach grow out without having to put anything else on it. So it was literally untouched for 10 months, as in no trim, no treatment, no nothing, literally au natural, to the point where the split ends, the dye, the bleach at the bottom of the hair was starting to show through the dark hair dye as well, so you could see the line where my own natural hairline was and the bleached hair. And obviously there was the multitude of greys that were in there that were actually now starting to haunt my life because I had so many of them. So I was like, right, okay. So I went to the hairdressers, asked them to cut off a whole load of the hair up to a level which I could still kind of put back into a little ponytail if I wanted to, and then to put the same dark hair dye that I had on before onto my hair, so I look very Morticia Adams stroke 2016 Geisha stroke Cleopatra coming at ya. That's a British joke, by the way. Yeah, so I'm very happy with it. So in the summer, if I do want to get my hair coloured again, as in a lighter colour, which I may get, I wanted to get that balayage colouring done, but she said that she'll have to bleach my hair. So I said, okay, why? Because you've got dark hair dye on your hair now, and if I put anything lighter on it, it won't stick. I was like, okay, fine. I'll think about it when the time comes. Anyway, so I hope you all like. Apologies if my makeup's looking a bit dishevelled, because like I said, I've come from the hairdressers and they did get hair dye on my forehead. Then they started wiping off my foundation and I was like, don't touch the eyebrows, please, be careful. So yeah, anyway, so today's video is going to be on 2 of the latest eyeshadow palettes by Sleek Makeup. Sleek Makeup is a British makeup brand, a drugstore brand, which is very affordable and sold in all drugstores as well as on their own website. They are sold abroad in other countries as well, but I'm not sure exactly where, so you may have to like look it up online. But Sleek, their website, I think that they do ship internationally if you are really interested in getting your hands on any of their products. Now, their eyeshadow palettes I have got loads of. I've done a collection video on them. I've done a collection video of their blush by 3 palettes, so 1 blush palette with 3 blushes inside it. I'll link them all below so that you guys can have a look and see my collection. I love their blushes and I love their eyeshadows. Their lipsticks and things I'm not such a big fan of. Their contouring palettes are amazing as well. Really simple, affordable, decent, good quality drugstore branded contouring products. But the lipsticks, lip glosses, other products, not such a big fan. So at the beginning of February, or at least a month ago, they launched 2 eyeshadow palettes. One is called A New Day, and then the other one is called All Night Long. So they were both released together. My guess, now I haven't done a lot of research into it, my guess is so that there is like the option to have your daytime looks and then your nighttime looks, or to go from a daytime look to a nighttime look by using these 2 products. Obviously you don't have to get both of them like I did. You can pick one or the other, or none, or both. It's all up to you. So Sleek's eyeshadow palettes are generally $7.99, making them very affordable, and then they all come with 12 eyeshadows within the palette itself. Their eyeshadows over the past, I'd say 5 years, have got slowly better and better and better and better. They used to be quite powdery. They used to be not that good quality. They used to also have loads and loads and loads of shimmers and no mattes in any of the palettes. And then the one and only matte that would always be in the palette would always be a standard black. They stopped doing all of that. Now their eyeshadow palettes, I'd say, are very, very good in terms of what comes within the eyeshadow palette itself. So you get the 12 eyeshadows, then you get a nice mixture of mattes, metallics, shimmers, satins, so you can have a variety of different looks. So I did, like I said, I bought both of them, and I am wearing both the palettes actually on my eyes today. And in my last video that I did, I think of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation review video, I'm also wearing one of the I think the A New Day palette on my eyes. If you want me to do a makeup tutorial using 1 or 2 of these or both of these, let me know below and I will be happy to do that. So I will quickly go through my thoughts of the palettes with you. I've had these for about 2-3 weeks, but I only really started using it a week ago. That's what happens when you have so much makeup. It takes time to get to the newer stuff. So this comes as a standard black classic sleek packaging design. There's nothing that differentiates it from any others. I'm not sure if it's limited edition or not. I'm guessing from the packaging, the fact that there isn't anything really significant on it, other than just showing the eyeshadows, that it's not limited edition. Obviously feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but I don't think it is. And it just says a new day on the back, and it comes with a mirror. Their eyeshadow names are always on a flimsy piece of paper, which has always annoyed me, because somebody like me who has an Instagram page and likes to detail out the products that they've used on their face, because I know I'll get asked, you can lose these. I think it might be an idea to start printing the names on here, because it just makes it easier to recreate a look. Or even if somebody's doing a makeup tutorial like I would want to do online, if I've lost this, how am I supposed to tell you guys what it's called so that you can recreate it? But anyway, it comes with the standard sponge tipped applicator, which is cheap and nasty. Nasty? Nasty. Why did my accent suddenly change? And I'm not a fan of it, and I've actually dropped it somewhere. But it does come in handy in those emergency occasions where you, like me, if you've gone to the gym and you've actually forgotten your makeup brushes. That's when it comes in handy. So please excuse the way that it looks. This has been used, as I said. So I'm just going to quickly show you what this palette looks like, called A New Day. So as you can see, this is a really lovely warm toned palette. There's maybe 1 or 2 cool shades in it, but the majority of it is very warm toned. There is 1, 2, 3, 4 matte shades, which I love. I love the fact that there is a dusky rose shade. There's a very similar mid-tone caramelly brown shade here, which reminds me of MAC Soft Brown. There is a cool toned one there that I haven't used yet, and this one here I tend to use as a base shade to blend out the eyeshadow that's going to go on top. Then you've got a really nice mix of, oh no, actually there's another matte shade there as well. I'm wrong. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matte shades all together, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmers, sorry, and metallics. So a really, really lovely mix. I love this eyeshadow palette. Out of the two, this one is actually my favourite one. I know some people will probably think, oh, the nighttime one sounds more like Charlene's kind of thing, because it's more rich and vibrant colours. But you'll be surprised, I have actually reached for this one more. That is more so because there are so many matte shades in here, whereas the other one has 1 matte shade. So that's this one, and now I'm going to quickly show you the other one as well before I start showing you any swatches. So this one is called All Night Long, and again it's got the flimsy whatnot, and this is what it looks like. So this one is more of a cooler toned palette, I'd say. There are definitely some warm shades in here, but this one leans more cool. There is only 1 matte shade in here, which is really disappointing, and it's also quite a dark and cool toned brown, which is not something that everybody generally tends to go for in their crease area. Especially, most people generally tend to go for warm toned brown shades, caramelly shades, and this one is a very full-on, very powerful, cool toned brown, and then it limits the amounts of looks that you can do with this palette. For example, this shade here, which reminds me of Anastasia Beverly Hills Henna, this is a classic warm-toned copper shade, and I actually wore it with that one, and it came out okay, but I wasn't too happy with it. So this one is All Night Long. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly start to swatch these ones for you. Obviously, I've got 24 shades to show you, so I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible. This first shade here is called Be Happy. This is a very soft, matte, peachy ivory shade. The next shade here is called Don't Worry, and this one is a gorgeous bronze gold metallic shade. This one here is called Let It Go. This one is almost not showing up on my skin tone, but it's very similar to MAC's Soft Brown. It's only not showing up on my hand because it is quite a pale shade, but on my crease area is absolutely stunning. It's actually what I'm wearing on my crease today. Here it is. It's what I'm wearing on my crease. So it does show up, as you can see. This shade here is called Daydreamer, and that is a very matte taupey grey shade, cool toned crease shade. This next one here is called Bright Side. Love this shade. This one is a really gorgeous peachy, rosy, pinky shade. Really lovely, like a peachy pink duochrome. It's a gorgeous lid shade. And then this one here is called Sun is Shining. And obviously you can see this one is a very full-on sunny gold shade. Really gorgeous, shimmery and metallic. This shade at the bottom is called HAPPY. And this one is a beautiful matte deep brown shade. I've been using this consistently in the outer V area, as it's the only dark brown shade, or only dark shade in general in the entire palette. This one here is called Believer, and that one is a really gorgeous shimmery champagne-y ivory shade. Really great to use on the tear duct. This shade here is called Carpe Diem, and this one is a mauvey dusky rose matte shade. Great to use in the crease as an alternative to using any kind of brown. This one here is called Shine On. This one is more of a yellowy gold, and even though it's metallic, it seems to be quite sheer coming out even as a swatch on my hand. I haven't used it on my lid yet, so I can see that one's more of the sheerer, shimmery looking shade. This one here is called Silver Lining. This shade, this one is a slightly shimmery, dusky mauvey shade, like a mauvey-ish silver. You have to pack it on quite a bit, but the end result is gorgeous. And then this final shade on the end is called Feeling Good, and is this one at the bottom, which is a satin kind of shade, and it's slightly shimmery. It's like an ivory sort of shade. I've been using this as my brow bone highlight, as it's quite subtle but not too subtle. So that was the more daytime appropriate palette. Obviously it's up to you when you want to wear it. Now this one is the other palette, which is called All Night Long, which again to me gives the impression of being able to wear it at night time, which is why it's called All Night Long, and then you've got a new day. So this one is definitely full of a lot more full-on shimmery shades, which is obviously the whole going out at night sort of thing. Let me just show you it close up one more time. So this first one here is called Bellini. This one is a very subtle pale pink shimmery shade, but it's very subtle. It's not very full on at all. I used this on my brow bone because it just wasn't powerful enough to use on my lid. The shade here is called Negroni, and this is a very dark, cool toned brown. It's the only matte shade in the entire palette. Actually, sorry, correction, there is one other one, but this is the only one that actually shows up. The other one is almost invisible. This next shade here is called Martini, and this is a stunning frosty ivory shade. It's gorgeous, very full on, very powerful shade. This one here is called Prosecco. I absolutely love this shade. This is a gorgeous, true kind of antique-y sort of gold. I wore this on my lid in my last video, which I mentioned that I did for my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick review. That's what I was wearing on my lid. The shade is called Kir Royale. This one is quite similar to Martini, but it's not as full-on shimmer. It's also got a little bit more of a pink undertone to it, but nevertheless, it's a very lovely and heavily pigmented shade. This last shade on the end is called Mimosa. And this one is more of a cooler toned brown with a bit of shimmer in it. It's got slight pinky undertones that I can see as well, but very heavily pigmented. Now the bottom row, this one here is called Manhattan. This is probably my favourite shade out of the entire palette. As I said, it is exactly the same as Anastasia Beverly Hills Henna. This shade here is called Daiquiri. This one is a beautiful shimmery taupish grey, a taupish silverish grey. This one here is called Cosmopolitan. This one is a very soft shimmery dusky rose. This one here is called Mai Tai, and that one is another matte shade which is like a peach, but it's pretty much invisible on me, so I tend to use it as an all over base shade for before I apply my eyeshadows, so that they apply a lot more softly and blend a lot more easily. This shade here is called Spritz. That's that shade there. That one's a gorgeous shimmery olivey greeny brown. And then last but not least, this is the shade Champagne. And that's at the bottom, and that is like a very soft, kind of finely spun gold. It doesn't appear to be as pigmented as the other shimmers, but it's more of a softer shade, a softer gold. So here are both hands. This is the All Night Long palette, and this is the A New Day. So you can see them side by side. You can see this one, the nighttime, the all night long palette has got a lot more shimmery, strong shades, whereas this one is a lot more subtle and got a lot more matte, nice crease shades. Now personally, as I said, I actually prefer the A New Day just because of the matte shades, and I really do like a lot of the shimmery shades in here. So for me, it's going to be mixing between the two. The nighttime one, I really wish that there were a lot more matte shades in here, or at least better versions of the ones which are in here. One's really, really dark and cool tone, and the other one's pretty much invisible in my skin tone, and it will probably be invisible in most people's skin tone. This one's got 5 matte shades, all of different shades, different types, so it's really, really good. So I suppose it's down to personal preference. I like both of them in their own individual ways. I mean, even the shimmery shades in the daytime palette are still very, very good. So if you were to, let's say, go away for a weekend or something like that, and you wanted to take one palette with you, I'd take the daytime one, because you can actually create nighttime looks with it as well, thanks to that dark brown right on the end. So that's it for my review on the 2 sleek Eye Divine eyeshadow palettes, A New Day and All Night Long. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Let me know whether or not you're going to buy it. Do you think you are? Have you already got it? Are you happy with it? What are your thoughts? What do you think about sleek palettes? I think that they're all right. I mean, some of them do kick up a bit of dust, especially the matte shades, but that's always been the way with sleek palettes. Don't forget, it's $7.99, cheap, affordable, drugstore eyeshadow palette. So for 12 shades, you're actually getting a very, very good deal. Don't expect the best, but they do come pretty close, especially for those that are first starting out in makeup, or some of the younger makeup users who are still at that stage where they are saving money to buy up makeup. These are the kind of things that you should go for before you start to go for more higher end brands. Practice on these kind of shadows. These eyeshadow palettes are really good for beginners, especially to practice on. You know, you're not wasting loads of money as well. $7.99 is really, really good. Anyway, so that's it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, on my lips, I'm wearing Colourpop's Scrooge Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick from the holidays. And my nails are Essie's Funny Face. And hair is new. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.